So which one among these children will have the brightest of stars? And the one that was chosen was the one that from my own grandmother. His name is Fatai. He's late now. War started. An excellent boy before just became a dullard. He was just playing. You know, children on this we call it Jangrova. We call it all this swing. All this swing. And just a little fall, just like our children. And that was it. His legs could not stand. In fact, before until he died. His education from everything we see that this man has glory. He was selling carbide at this mechanic village in Ikeja there. And with that carbide, he built a house. He bought a car. He was only able to use the remnant of glory. They attacked him. In fact, until they saw him to the grave. Is that all? My mom's side, the last three, one is my own contemporary. The last three are no more. Because it was a bitter fight. That is why you can't afford to just take life so leisurely. If you don't fight, even me. Thank God. One of the things I always appreciate God for is that He saved me very early in my life. That's why, children, the earlier you know Jesus, the better for you. We have 3 boys, 3 girls. The one I just gave back is the second of the girls. The second of the girls. We have 3 boys. Immediately after me is a boy. I'm the first. The second one and the 51. Incidentally, even the 51 too are twins. So when I have 2 siblings, I have twins together now. Now, thank you, sir. So, what am I trying to say? As I was growing spiritually, I sensed that it was something. I sensed, as long as I sensed there was something. And sometimes you see me praying. I like to prayer walk a lot. You see, you don't see me, I don't like this. You don't know why I did it. Because I understood certain scriptures and said, Lord, every satanic boundary, every barrier, ancestral barrier, I cross over them. I was very, very young. Do you know? Out of the 3 of us, I am the only one that got married properly. The other 2. Because though my ministry is a pastor now, but then his understanding did not open on time. So he became a victim. Now, our dad was, well, I'm still coming to tell you a kind of polygamy. Now, there is what I call direct or express polygamy. That means your father has many, many wives. That one is clear. How many of us are in that shoe? There's nothing to be ashamed of. That many wives. Okay. And the second one, I call it pseudo-polygamy. Pseudo-polygamy. That's where my father fell into. Now, they don't really, they have side chicks. They have woman friend. But they are not, they don't have, they may have children or don't have children for them. But my dad, he doesn't have any children, any child for my dad. But pseudo-polygamy. Then the other one I call ancestral polygamy. That is an indirect polygamy. How do I mean? Well, you see, Africans we could be so wicked with the spirit of witchcraft. Now, if you look at God deals generationally. When God is blessing a man, you will see his seed. When God was blessing Abraham, his seed was attached to the blessings. When the wicked are also doing their havoc, they don't do it just against that man alone, against that woman. They do it against his children and his children's children. So none of us here, well, maybe your own is different. Only will you see any of us here, whether your own is direct, or your own is pseudo, or your own is indirect, that we don't see this problem in our family line. And no wonder so many things that many of us are suffering. You have been praying and praying, God, why? I know families. In the name of protecting the baby, they have girls. All girls. In the name of protecting the girls, certain things were done affecting the husband of those ladies. See, we live in a wicked world. That's the reason for so many of us finding it difficult to succeed. Failure at the end of breakthrough, marital failure, and it's happening. Oh, my husband is this. So many times it's those forces at work. But of course, when somebody dies, there is always something that we say kill you. But there are forces behind it. So whatever is happening in your home at this point, that's why we need to be spiritual. Women, be spiritual. Please be spiritual. So when that thing starts, know that I'll get today and be wiser in the way you do your things. These are the things that cause sudden death, poverty, destiny limitation. Please give me Zechariah 2 from verse 1. Zechariah 2 from verse 1. And I've not opened the Bible. I lift up my eyes again and look, and behold a man with a measuring line in his hand. Verse 2. Then said I, whither goest thou? And he said unto me, to measure Jerusalem, to see what is the breadth thereof and what is the length thereof. Verse 3. And behold, the angel that talked with me went forth. Another angel went out to meet him. Verse 4. And said unto him, run! Speak to this young man, saying, Jerusalem shall be inhabited as towns without walls, for the multitude of men and cattle therein. Now hear this. There was a man whose mission in verse 1 is to measure. Many of us, our destinies have been measured. To measure the length and breadth. What you know, that man was there to measure. Go after that man. Run. Succeeded over him. I pray for every one of us here. Witches will not succeed over you in the name of Jesus. Now, I was studying the scriptures and I saw Naphtali. You know, we all know that it was Bilhah, the maid of Rachel, that gave birth to Naphtali. He said something in Genesis 30 verse 8. See, and Rachel said, I have had a great struggle with my sister, and I have won. So she named him Naphtali. Now, the meaning of Naphtali is struggle, wrestling. And because of a contention, inside the family, he said, see, names are prophecy. He called his name struggle. Thank God, in Jeremiah 33, when Moses was repealing the curses, he said, oh, Naphtali, satisfied with favor. He was suffering. His life did not enjoy favor because he he found himself in the crossfire of a polygamous home. I pray for him, many witchcraft coven in order to attack others or protect their own children. 1 Samuel 1 verse 10. I know we say, where can we get something in the Bible? 1 Samuel 1 verse 10. Now, we all know the story of Anna and who? And Penina. Now, look at Anna. And she was in bitterness of soul and prayed unto the Lord and wept sore. Now, please, let us assume and believe in our culture where the knowledge of God was not there. No, go back to that verse 10. When a woman is in bitterness of soul, what will happen to the children of Penina if it was in Africa? Look at what polygamy. She was in bitterness of soul. And so many, whether first wife or second wife or whatever, they are in bitterness of soul and they are ready to do anything. You come to take my place? Look at Abraham case 2, Sarah and Hagar. Look at what happened. Said, send the land away. To where? If you are Hagar, if you are Ishmael, this woman was the cause of your being sent out. What will you do? Because of my time, let me say two women. Now, look at Leah and Rachel again. As I was meditating, I saw that one of the allegations that destroyed the destiny of Reuben was what? Bible student. He slept his father's wife. I sense in my spirit, man. Now, when Jacob was speaking about Reuben, he said, Reuben, you are the beginning of my might, the excellency of greatness. And he began to mention it. But he now said, unstable as water. Hear this. You may not have heard this anywhere. Rachel knew that it was the first love of Jacob. He knew the blessings that was to be given to the first son. Because normally, the firstborn has double portion of anything that is given. That was my own thought as I begin to rehearse everything. He saw that the child of Leah will be the one to take double portion. I sense in my spirit. He was the one that connived with Bilhah to manipulate Reuben to sleep with her. Mind you, at the end of the day, who was giving double portion? Our own son, Joseph. What was the meaning of Bilhah? Bilhah means to act rashly, out of confusion. Bilhah means what? To act rashly, out of confusion. They manipulated. Okay, how did they know? Whatever thing a man and woman do, they do it in secret. How did they know? There was a conspiracy to take that place from him, and he succeeded. I pray for somebody here. The enemy will not succeed over your life in the name of Jesus. For the sake of time, what are the way out before we start praying? Number one, be born again and remain so. I put that word. And do what? Remain so. Number two, warfare and deliverance prayer. Warfare and deliverance prayer. After time is closed. Number three, take conscious and deliberate decision to avoid the pitfalls. whether you are a male or a female,